In a recent video, I talked about some of the issues that I have with the Insta360 editing app for Android. And one of the issues is that the trim tool, the tool that you use for removing unwanted parts of a video, is a little bit unsophisticated, a bit unpolished. And I'm about to work on one of my own videos right now. I want to delete a few seconds from the beginning of the video and a few seconds from the end of the video. And since I'm doing it myself, I thought I'd record the process and I could show you what it is I'm talking about. Now, normally in an editing program, what you do is move the playhead to where you want to cut the video, where you want to remove a portion. So in this case, you just start playing the video. To do that with Insta360, you just click on the video itself. You'll notice there's no play button, no pause button, or anything like that. It's quite simple. So you just click on the screen, and the video starts to play. And here I am fiddling around with a selfie stick, getting the GoPro set up, making sure it's working, which, by the way, it was not working. But now we just keep waiting until we get to the point where I want the video to start. And it's right there. Right when I start to walk, that's where I want the video to begin. And it's right at 16 seconds. So normally, with a normal editing program, you have a tool here, a split tool. And you basically click on split, and it cuts the video at that point, and it divides the main video into two parts. This part on the right, which you want to keep, and the part on the left that you want to delete. So you split the video here, select the part on the left, and delete it, and you're done. It's a very simple process, and probably the most simple edit you can do on a video. But the Insta360 app for Android doesn't have one of those tools, so what you have to do is something completely different. You have to use this tool way at the front of the menu called Trim. And as I said, I know I want to cut this video at 16 seconds. We've already established that. So what you have to do with the Android app for Insta360, click on the Trim button, and it changes the view of the timeline to this. So essentially what it's done is taken the entire video and scrunched it down into this tiny window. And you grab one of these handles. So you can grab this handle on the left, pull it inward, or you can grab the handle on the right and pull it inward, and eventually bring it to the point where you want the video to begin. So it's a little bit awkward to do. Up here, you've got some yellow numbers. I'm assuming that is the total length of the video, 765.5 seconds. And I'm not quite, I guess you can use that in combination with this trim tool, but it's not that useful as far as I can tell. But when you click on the handle, some new numbers pop up. You see down on the timeline, there's a 00:00. So that is the beginning of the video. And right now, the numbers are very difficult to read because it's in a white thumbnail. But what you have to do is pull this handle to the right, and you'll see the numbers start to change and the video moves forward. And I want to pull it until I get to exactly 16 seconds. And then you release and click on the check mark. And now the first 16 seconds of the video are gone. And if we start playing it, it starts right where I wanted it to. However, it's a very poor system for a number of reasons. One is that as you're doing this, you don't hear the audio at all. And it's usually audio that I key off of for these sorts of edits. And I have to be extremely precise in where I cut. And with this tool, you can't be very precise. It's very hard, and you can't play the video, listen to the audio, and stop at the exact point you want and cut it there. It just can't be done. So it's a very primitive sort of clunky tool, and you have to repeat this process for the end of the video. So we click on Trim. Well, let's go to the end of the video first. because I want to find out, where I want to stop the video. This video is a tour of the Robinson Lifestyle Center here in Mesod. It's a big shopping mall, and I went for a walk around it with my 360 camera, just to sort of give a tour in 360 of the interior of the mall. So this is not a very fast process either. There are no tools for moving quickly around the video. But anyway, here we are at the end of the video, and there are a few seconds here that I want to trim. The end of the video is 12:29, and if we go back, you can see here, if I center this, at the end of the video, I'm talking, but then I reach up to turn off the camera, and I want to delete these 1 or 2 seconds here. So first, let's try and find the spot where I want to do this. Right there, just before I raise my hand up. So let's pull it backwards. Right there is where I want the video to end. And that's at 12:26. So you click on the trim button. Now I have to grab the handle and pull it back to 12:26. But this doesn't make any sense because now I've got 12:45 showing up, and I think it's showing up as 12:45 because that number is taking into account the trim I did at the beginning. So in fact, the number on the video that I saw does not match the number that I see when I start the trim tool. And that's another big problem when you get to the end. So now basically I just have to do it by eye. I have no idea what time I'm aiming for, so I just have to slowly move it back. And I guess it's actually 12:41 that I want. Release it, and then hit the check mark. And then let's see if I got it right. So those are just a couple of examples of how this trim feature in the Android app for Insta360 is just a little bit of a problem to work with. It's not very sophisticated. What you need is a system where you can just cut it anywhere you want while you're playing the video normally, and then delete sections of the video. And according to the research I did, the app is supposed to have this tool, and they call it jump cut. And I saw a jump cut here, so let's click on trim again. And there's jump cut, but as far as I can tell, it doesn't really work. It certainly doesn't work the way that they advertise. So if I click on jump cut, I get this new window that shows the 16-second mark where I've already trimmed the video, and it shows the part at the beginning that has been trimmed out and the part on the right that is being kept. And now I can move this to the right or the left, but weird things happen. I mean, I was expecting to get a split tool. That's how they described jump cut, because they said I could use jump cut to cut sections out of the middle of the video, which is normal for an editing program. You just move to where you want to delete something, split the video here, move forward, split it again here, and that section in between the two splits, you select it and delete it. That is what jump cut is supposed to do, but it doesn't do that for me. It doesn't really work for this kind of trimming edit either. Watch what happens when I click on the handle and start pulling it to the right to try and find a new trimming point. I've clicked on it. Now I'm moving to the right. The number isn't changing. Now it's gone to 19 seconds. And my cursor has reached the end of the screen, and it won't go any further, and then it suddenly jumps to 21 seconds. Now it's on 20, and if I move back to the left, it hits the end of the screen. Nothing's happening, nothing's happening, nothing. And I can't go any further to the left. And now suddenly it jumped all the way to 13 seconds. I don't know what's going on. Here we are back at the edge of the screen. The number now jumped to 20 seconds. It just, like, nothing's changing as I'm moving it around until I wait and wait and wait, and then it jumps all the way to 14 seconds. I really don't know what this is supposed to accomplish. Anyway, I never use this jump cut feature because I can't get it to do what it is I want it to do. So let's cancel all those changes. And at least with the basic trim tool, I did manage to get the beginning of my video to start in the right spot. I think I did anyway. But basically with these videos, what you have to do is do your reframing in the Insta360 app. That's what it's good for. Then export the video and then import that video into another video editor, a more powerful one, and then use that one, presumably your normal video editor. And then you can do all of your fine tuning, cut exactly what you want to cut, delete things from the middle of the video, delete things from the end of the video. You can't reasonably do that in the Insta360 app for Android. Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to give a short demo of my issues with the with the trim tool in the Android app for Insta360.